You're out of the shitty labyrinth, and welcome back, audience, to Unmasked and Unchained, the definitely not Disney Once Upon a Key campaign after show, where we're going to talk about all the shit we just did for the last 90 minutes. You're out of the labyrinth.
I might be preferring the labyrinth in a few minutes.
Honestly.
Not really where we wanted to be, I think, though.
Oi, what's it? What's all this then?
I feel like that's standard City Guard
We're just
heroes and hooligans greeting.
You know, we're recreating the Friends intro. It was a thing.
That should be the performance right there.
Yeah.
Hey, at least I forgot off a healing spell.
Yeah, we can decide like what we should do for a good performance in the Discord.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah, you got all week to talk about it.
Yeah, how's
So-
planned?
I will say you've probably got, let me look at a calendar here. You've got probably 2 more sessions in the Mistlands. Then we are going to season break. So that will be September 7th and 14th will be the last 2 sessions in the Mistlands. Up by those, then we'll push off 1 more week. But then we are going to take probably a 3-4 week season break and come back in October on the 5th or the 12th, depending on if we run 2 or 3 sessions. So we're coming into the end of season 1 of Once Upon a Key. And yeah, you guys have done a lot. Like the Mistlands, you guys have been in Mistlands for a while, for quite some time. It's the first place you've gone in the campaign outside of Traverse Town and the fairly small map of 100 Acre Wood. This was like the first homeland place. 100 Acre Wood was your like first side questy little fun place, but now you're really getting into the thick of it and into the meat of it. What did you think of the Alluvium?
Oh,
the mirror.
Yeah.
I did like it. I kind of thought, I was like, we're gonna end up walking through this at some point, and then we did.
I almost tried to do it when we were originally in there.
I did think about it, but
I was like, meh.
Like when we touched it, like at first our hand didn't go through, so I was like, oh well, maybe not. Maybe it's just the it's what you want thing. And then
that's what got me thinking.
Yeah.
I wanted the door to open.
Yeah. That was good. It was a good thought.
I didn't like the mirror at all.
I'm starting a list of things that Alice doesn't like.
Yeah.
So
I want to...
Mirrors?
The color green, the color orange, now the color
green,
blue.
Orange.
Puzzles.
Water being wet, except for in that fountain.
So... one of our Tuesday night campaign traditions is Joe and Cappy read their session notes because they're usually written in a highly entertaining fashion. I think that it should be now forever on that Jack in the after show reads us any new additions to the Alice doesn't like list that came up in the session, and we'll count it at the end of this campaign how many things are on Jack's list of Alice doesn't like. And I think everybody else in the party should bet and guess and make a guess, and whoever's the closest to the end of the campaign correct number, I will mail you a set of dice.
But what happens if Alice changes her mind and decides she does like something?
Well, then we'll take it off the list. Mark it off the list.
Okay.
Here, I'm gonna make an official list that's outside of my terrible notes that are here.
Things Alice doesn't like.
Alice's doesn't like
Jack,
list.
Yeah, you can only add things, Jack, from this session because you weren't here last week. Ollie was you last week. So whatever you remember from this session that Alice doesn't like, which is a lot.
It was a lot of things.
Alice is an elf. She's a picky bitch. That's how it goes. Elves.
So am I.
Hey,
so
that
am I.
I said elves, am I right?
Hey, me being an elf has nothing to do with it.
I'm just teasing. I'm just teasing. The pre-session elf conversation just still has me thinking of elves, and I'm just giggling in the elves because, social hierarchy and all.
Yeah.
But yeah, there was a lot more. Do you want to see, since you're out of the labyrinth and you're not going back full labyrinth map?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's do it. Let's take this off. Let's delete that there. Oh, why are we dark? Oh, because I did the thing. Wow. Wow, Huli. There you go. All right, let me share this to you. We won't be going back here, so you can see it now. So you guys started here. You were in this room at one point. You were in this room at one point. You were in this room at one point. And then you went all the way here and you went here. So you got through like almost directly half of this place.
Fun.
Yeah, you had the torture rack. There was another puzzle here. Something on the wall. I can't remember. Oh, the ticking. When it was just random ticking, and that's where they found Alice. This was a word puzzle here. The Alluvian, and then obviously Terry's assistants here.
Will we ever find out if the guy on the rack made it out of the maze alive?
Well, we'll find out.
Okay, bye.
Are you headed out, Katie?
That's what I said to the dead guy.
Oh, yeah, you did. You were like, yeah, good luck getting out of here. Okay, bye. You're going to have to figure it out on your own, pal. We got other things to do. Goodbye.
I do notice there doesn't seem to be an exit.
There are two exits. They just are not the obvious way to exit. You found one.
Yeah.
And there is another. But if I tell you, I have to kill.
Yes.
Evil DM things.
And now,
so you're going into you're what?
Now we're in a fountain.
You're in a fountain, recreating Friends. I didn't think about that until you brought it up. I never really even watched that show to watch it.
Yeah.
If that makes sense. I mean, it's been on and stuff, but it's not something I really know a whole ton about. I do have a Friends backpack because I liked it, but that's about it.
So we're just going to have to rehearse all week, right?
Oh, I sent a video in the Discord that made me think of what it's probably going to look like.
Oh, my stars. I'll have to look at it later.
It's exactly what I pictured to happen.
Glitch in the audience. Glitch says, for a moment, I thought the puzzle was a Fibonacci sequence. But alas, it was not. I couldn't throw Fibonacci at these guys. They would never want to sit at another session again.
No.
Temper is not smart enough for that.
No.
Huh?
What's wrong with the golden ratio?
Nothing's wrong with the golden ratio for you in the real world, but does Merrick golden ratio in the D&D world? I don't think so. Pretty boy. I don't think so.
I feel like he can barely count to 10.
Rob wasn't so dead ass tired and was able to be here for the after show because I really wanted to talk about what he saw in the Alluvian, because I gave each of you the opportunity to explain what you were seeing. And Rob's choice is that he's seeing himself actually learn how to get a girlfriend. So I wanted to talk to him about it because it's amusing that Ollie's goal now that his goal when you first met him was to find his mama and get home, and now his mama fucked a minotaur and he's really over it. So he wants to find his own pretty girl. And she's a Loxodon lady. She's not a
He
minotaur.
meets her at a book signing for his Christopher Robin novel.
There it is.
Like a real
There
That
it
is
is.
it.
Yes.
That
It's
is-
canon
that is
now.
it.
It's canon. I think Ollie, in all of his spare time, has been poring over the knowledge of Christopher Robin. Jack, were you there for any 100 Acre Woods?
No, I was
No, it
there
was
like
after.
right after.
Yeah, so think of Norman Bates meets Jesse Pinkman, and they have
I
a
watched.
baby. And so Christopher
I
Robin,
watched.
So you saw Merrick
Oh.
smack the glass of mercury out of Philly's hand. That was cool.
Oh, I did. Because you were, I can't remember what the first one was that I watched after I was gonna join, and I was like, oh, I was like,
Yeah.
I think I remember y'all talking to Eeyore. That was one of the first things I remember seeing.
Oh my gosh.
My bad.
That's when Bob was still around.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I had cast you and Eris both before you ended up joining. You were set, I think, for probably 2 or 3 weeks before you actually joined the campaign. Yeah.
Yeah.
I like to be ahead of the game.
Yeah, you were like, oh well, they're in this place now, but you'll join after. And I think I was also going out of town, so I was like, that actually works. And
Yeah. But whenever I'm casting into a campaign, right? Like, here's a little behind the DMs play. But whenever I'm casting into a campaign, I think about story points where it would make sense for a new character to show up. So if they may be in the middle of a place with the BBEG and really need an extra player, but if it doesn't make sense story-wise, unfortunately for them, they have to wait. And that's all of my campaigns. So my Tuesday night group started at 6. And it's down to 4. It's an all bard group, so they don't have quote unquote set party roles. So they need to have an extra 1 or 2 players to be able to kind of round out and balance out and make sure that they're covered all across the board, because some of them are supplementing with a multi-class, but we're all full aware that when you multi-class, especially at lower levels, you lose a lot of added benefits. So do they have a healer? They have a druid multi-class bard that has some healing spells, but not to the capacity of what a stock cleric healer in a canon party build would have, right? So they have season break coming up. Also next week's their finale, and then they've got a little bit of a break, and then when they come back in the next season, it is a perfect story point for them to meet new characters to be pulled into the story. So unfortunately for them, they got to ride with it until that's time, but that's kind of how I go with it. It works.
Yeah. Cooley has been telling me for like almost 2 months that it's almost time for Alice. It's almost
because I didn't want to put Alice in the Mistlands, but things in the Mistlands, like with real life and having to miss sessions and things like that, like it got put happening, and they've been in the Mistlands longer than I had actually initially anticipated it would take, but it's all been for story and things like that. So they decided that would be a good spot to put you in. Otherwise, you would be probably not even coming into the party until season 2, because it wouldn't make sense anywhere else besides Lost in a Labyrinth somewhere.
Oh, I know. I was just like reinforcing your point. Like,
Yeah. And hey,
she's known long enough that I had time to commission Olga to make the drawing.
Yeah.
So.
And hey, we even got to go through the looking glass with her.
Yeah, I was trying so hard to think of like a way to say that without like just flat out saying it. Thanks for dragging me through, by the way.
Yeah. I was like, she might not go by herself.
No, I was not. I didn't want to go through there. I also
I
had
gotta
an
go to work.
like,
I gotta go to work, guys.
We'll see you, Katie.
Bye.
Hi, Katie.
Night.
I had like 8 hit points at that point too, so
Yeah, I was at
I was
13.
going
I feel you.
a little off my rocker.
Yeah, I feel you. That one hit was bad. I was like, oh, can't do that again.
I took 2.
I know.
I had to wait though because I knew if we could just balance out people taking the risk, then I was just running out of heals. So
yeah,
a group heal was going to have to happen. So I was just waiting for it.
I dragged Merrick over because I was like, if I take even one more hit, I'm out. I was like,
and that's part of it. That's part of it. Like, you guys know I'm not a heavy combat DM, so I give you other things that give you damage, puzzles, traps, things like that. And so, like, it's going to be a fat amount of damage, but there is a way to mitigate it across the party. And you have 2 rogues in your party now. So you're able to have, multiple people taking damages when they need to do so. You have 2 clerics, which are also your 2 most tanky individuals. And you have, the spellcaster squishy person in the back. So, you've got a fairly rounded amount of stuff in there that you can, kind of spread the damage.
Jack does not stay in the back, though.
No, Jack.
I would like to correct the record on the Jack.
Jack doesn't stay in the back. Well, but it's just because a lot of Jack's stuff is close range, and so it's like, I gotta be closer or I can't do anything.
Yeah.
Well, and Alice has got spells too.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you're an arcane trickster, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, well, Jack, which warlock subclass did you go with?
I am the Archfey.
Archfey, that's right. And are you at PAX yet? What pack did you take? What level are you guys at?
I took Pact of the Chain, so Topsy is my
you're familiar.
Right.
So yeah, I was gonna say warlocks can wear armor, so you are able to wear armor to beef up some, but not all warlocks are super squishy because Pact of the Blade are like combat warlocks.
Yeah.
I couldn't remember which one you took.
The current spells I have, and like, which that's more because I picked certain spells for like the Neverland flavor, and then there are a lot of like close range, unfortunately. So she does have to get a little closer to do any of them, and she's only got 2 that have a decent enough range, and one of them's a cantrip. So it's kind of
yeah. Which I get it, right? Like I like to role play as characters as well. I don't like combat as a player really. Like I will do it, and I don't hate it if it's like well balanced or if it's like wrapped in good to the story. Like there's a way I like to do it as a player, but I also tend to be a spellcaster that takes spells that are flavored around the type of character that I have that maybe might handicap me in combat, but it makes sense regardless because that's the kind of character I built. Like Tick, for example. Tick Watchman is my pilot character for this channel from Pendulum Jason's Sunday night show, which we're in another spin-off of that show on Thursday nights tomorrow. I'm so excited. But my character for that was a sorcerer warlock, and all of my spells, she was basically a Doctor Strange type character. So all of my spells were ones that were in relation to time and things that could be flavored for time manipulation. And so I went with that. Like I did have some damage dealing spells. I had some fire in there when I took my Genie Warlock multi-class. So I did have some like immolation and fiery stuff in there, but a majority of my stuff was battlefield control and buff stuff that was related to Doctor Strange being able to hop around the battlefield, doing fancy shit. And that's what I did. But it also did not give me a ton of damage in combat. In the damage spells that I did have, it was like sacrifice a damage spell or sacrifice a spell slot for damage or sacrifice it for something that's going to be more beneficial, like my wall of force in a dome around the BB Minotaur in the middle of a labyrinth that Jason said you can do this one time but don't do it again.
I did the same thing.
It seemed to within the rules, but game-breakingly powerful to the point where it would be no fun. So,
Yeah.
wait. I think you're conveniently forgetting Tick's fireball in the middle of town.
I'm not conveniently forgetting it. I did say I had
You're
fiery
very much presenting it
spells.
Tick was not a.
I only sometimes had to. I didn't say I never did damage. Hold on, let me say. I didn't say I never did damage, and I do have fire spells. I just said mostly not, but I did fireball in the middle of town and burn a bunch of shit down, and old ass Han Duke was running back and forth between the river and the building with buckets, and then we ended up saying fuck that building and we ran away and never went back. So that was pretty cool.
It's a fair reaction.
Well, we had guards pop up on us saying, oi, what's it? And there was a lot of them, and we were not in any condition to deal with the oi, what's it's, and we tried, and they were kind of kicking our ass, so I fireballed them. And when I fireballed them, there was a building that was flammable nearby. Wasn't filled with orphans, but it was flammable.
When in doubt, fireball.
Flame it out. Yeah, when in doubt, flame it out. Fireball.
Yeah.
My Thursday night character, Olivera, is also conveniently a pyromaniac.
Love it.
So, and I live in a tree. Living in a living tree.
Yes.
And she never shuts up.
That I don't mind.
Hey, that's fine.
She's a bard. She's a bard. Like if Rocket and Scanlan were put in one of those like 1994 Mash'ems things that we had where you squeezed the gel in there and made the bugs out of it. That is if you squeezed Rocket in one side and you squeeze Scanlan in the other, you get Olivera minus the I want to fuck everything in the realm.
And that is the part that I would subtract. Yes.
Yeah.
That's the exact part getting subtracted because I'm not that kind of bard.
That's awesome.
Just not, it's not fun for anyone else.
I will have you know that Cappy and I, Cappy who plays Sai, the tree that I live in, have discussed Olivera's pyromancy, and they canonically have burn scars in places on the tree, and that was why they kind of mentioned it in session 0. But I also have sticks and twigs and leaves continuously stuck in my feathers no matter how many times I try to groom myself. So we made a trade-off.
I like it. I like it a lot.
That's adorable.
Either that or we did a rogue who was a criminal and their parole officer. I like Sai and Olivera better.
That's the best.
I want to play in a campaign with Jason where he's my parole officer. That's how I want it to be. Because I feel like that would be overly entertaining because everybody would expect him to be the Yuri style rogue who is the criminal, but no, I would love him to be my parole officer. Because
I mean, it does go into my, let's find ways to recreate 80s movies and we can do 48 hours.
Never watched it. Christopher loves 80s movies and I whine every time I have to watch them.
48 hours.
Can your next campaign, and maybe Jason, you guys could like co-DM it, can we do Biodome?
Biodome?
I would put every Pauly Shore movie in one campaign.
I don't think the trick I'm going to try to pull off is to fit those things into short session arcs within a larger campain and make it all make sense. So
I love good 80s movies, and Pauly Shore is just a trip.
Oh, I love
I
Pauly
do want to
Shore.
put in my my pitch for us to go into some sort of dimensional portal and have to play a few sessions as Futurama.
Yeah, no, once you said that in the chat earlier. So for those of you in the audience not privy to the back chat, we have a private chat while we're streaming, and a conversation came up whenever Temper said a Farnsworth line, and we started talking about Futurama in the back chat, and they started comparing party members to people in the Futurama cast. And Jason said that would be awesome to play an episode, even though Futurama is not Disney. Star Wars and Willow weren't Disney at one point either, so fuck that. We're going to do it. And I am already plotting my brains to see how this is going to happen, but I think it is going to be awesome.
Yeah. I think it maps, so yeah. Maybe the Christmas episode.
With Robot Santa? Yes!
You just like sealed our coffin.
Oh no.
Robot Santa Christmas episode? Yes!
Get someone to do the Robot Santa voice. And then
I've got the perfect candidate.
Oh no.
I almost want to do Roberto as an NPC. He's the one with the I got my stabbing knife. Ha ha!
Oh my god.
They're the other robot. I also really love Clamps a lot. I love Clamps when Clamps changes their names. Yeah, when they find out Clamps' name is Francis. JJ! Hello, pretty lady. Good to see you in the audience. What? I thought you wanted something. Yeah, Futurama, Robot Santa Christmas special. I know who I want to be Robo Santa.
Oh no.
I want to make a 2-part Christmas special. I want to have a guest DM, and I want them to play Robo Santa, and I know exactly who it is, and I'm doing it. We're doing it. We're fucking doing it. God damn it.
Good news, everyone.
Yes, that's the line. You started it. You did this.
I'll work on my farm.
You brought this upon us.
Shanae says, "'Tis I, Robo Santa." No. I love you, Shanae, but no. Unfortunately, I'm outsourcing outside of Heroes and Hooligans for Robo Santa.
Yeah, I will work on my Farnsworth. I want to be Farnsworth.
I want to be Leela, but you have to cast someone to be Nibbler.
You know what?
Yeah.
I will get you a Nibbler. I will get you a Nibbler as well.
We need a Nibbler. Who else do we need? We need Zap Brannigan. Gotta have
Zap Brannigan. Yeah. Scruffy. Katie said that she wanted to be Scruffy because Billy and Scruffy are the same.
Scruffy,
So
we also have to get him a bucket.
So we need Zap. We need Kiff. We need Robo Santa.
Poor Kiff.
We need Nibbler. Kiff is literally like
Gotta have Wormstrom.
I love Kiff.
Wormstrom. Yeah.
Oh no.
Yeah, if Jason's playing Farnsworth, I know the perfect Wormstrom.
Wait, can someone play Nixon's head in a jar?
You betcha.
Dignity.
Oh my god. Yeah, I know the perfect Wormstrom if Jason is playing Farnsworth. Are you doing Farnsworth or are you going to do Stabby Stab guy?
No, I want to do Farnsworth for sure.
Yes, you know what? I'm so excited. I feel all of the evil DM like slithering around in my soul and permeating the last like ventricles of my heart that were like bright and shiny and sparkly and didn't want to kill you, and they're all like suffering from necrosis right now. That's it. Necrosis.
I think
love
Rob
it.
can pull off a Zoidberg.
I think Rob is the perfect Zoidberg.
Oh no. That would be great. That really would.
I'm here for it. I'm digging it. I'm living for it.
Oh.
If there is a Futurama TTRPG, I'm going to hunt it down and stuff it like a fish into my list of
Like a
TTRPGs
module?
I
Yeah.
have.
That
I don't
seems
even
like
want it.
something that, yeah.
You should do it. All right, here's my pitch.
Do it.
It should be Futurama characters, but reverse dungeon crawl top of a tower at Christmas time, and we have to escape while evil Santa and his minions are trying to invade the tower and take over the tower. So it is Die Hard or Home Alone, same plot, same movie. Die Hard meets Futurama. Yeah, Christmas special.
Actually, I actually have a Die Hard one-on-one DM player module that's written by DM Dave, and it is called Drow Hard 3 Levels of Sheer Adventure. And it's something I've been wanting to run since I had it. I also have Kobold Alone, which is also written by DM Dave, which is a Home Alone Christmas Kobold special. So I have both of those, Die Hard and Home Alone. I do not have Futurama, but I like the
Kanye Merry Christmas.
Yeah, yippee-ki-yay, Merry Christmas. I like the infliction you added there, too. I'm so stoked about this. Yeah, hey, everybody in the after show. Welcome to where we plan our Christmas special at the end of August. Christmas in August. Fuck it. YOLO. Let's do it.
Pumpkin season.
It is pumpkin season.
Oh, is it? Oh.
Yeah. The moment that you can buy PSL at Starbucks is pumpkin season, and that started yesterday. So,
yep. All right. Cue Mariah Carey, I guess.
Officially.
You said
it's fall, y'all.
It's fall, y'all, yeah. I do have a cider scented wax melt next to my desk.
I have cozy chai going.
I'm ready for fall. I like summer because I like camping, I like hiking, I like doing like the water and all of that, which is why I enjoy summer. But I'm chubby and I have titties. I do not enjoy summer in those regards. That's why I like fall, because it's like warm during the day and then it starts to cool down, and sit out by the bonfire and just chill and listen to, you know, the air moving and the trees and all of that. And then I watch the leaves change. I'm from Michigan. The leaves changing in Michigan is like one of the most beautiful things fucking ever. And I will say Michigan is gorge.
Same thing here.
And the trees are the right height in Michigan. So so I've heard. The trees are the right height. I've heard.
Yeah, they're not too big and they're not too short. Yeah, we have a pretty similar
platform.
Yeah, because we have like the trail of colors in the fall. Like, there's literally a list of like towns and how you can drive through all of them and see all the pretty colors.
Did all of you write those things down that I sent you in the back chat when I made you roll the dice?
I didn't write it down, but I remember
I remember them. I can probably...
Yeah, make sure you save them because you're going to need to make that a thing. Those are going to be things.
So they go in notes, I guess?
Yeah, just put it in the notes on your sheet.
Okay.
That way I can like reference back to it because I have access to that. I don't have access to your personal character player notes.
Hi.
Yeah. So we'll have a combat session next week. That'll be exciting. We'll need to write you some combat.
Yay.
Let's hope you don't take any damage.
You could have rested, bros, but you dove into the fountain after you got a prayer of healing.
I just wanted to touch it.
Yeah, you just like, it's pretty and I gotta touch it.
Touch it. I didn't expect it to shoot me into the, sky.
Expect the unexpected and embrace the chaos at Heroes and Hooligans 7 days a week.
Yes.
It's literally the channel motto.
You are correct.
It literally is. Embrace the chaos, the channel motto of Heroes and Hooligans.
Look, everyone else
look at these little notes.
And just weird stuff happened to them. I thought if I touch it, the worst that'll happen is I get another note.
Well, I specifically color coded them, and they touched not the color blue. So, did unto yourself, sweet summer child.
Well, like,
did
we'll
unto yourself.
figure out what happens next time.
Yes, you will. JJ
So
says, I like summer because I can put on oil and look like a brown buttered dinner roll. JJ.
I mean, JJ always looks like a snack, so...
Yeah. Yeah, JJ's gorge. I can't wait for JJ to play on our channel. I'm excited for that. Camping in the fall, I do like. Chris is excited for it to cool down so we can do some camping. We live in Alabama where winter is like essentially the rest of the country's fall, so we'll probably winter camp too. Plus, I have a big enough backyard that I don't care about tossing a tent back there and pretending like I'm in the middle of the woods away from everybody.
Oh, yeah.
We've done that. That's how I got my kiddo to go camping. He'd never camped before, and he was like, I hate everything about camping. I don't want to do it. The outdoors is dangerous.
Oh, no.
And then we put up tents in the backyard, and he was like, hey, I want to come camping with you guys. So he did come camping with us.
Oh.
Don't make me jealous, because I'm sitting up here hoping that we don't have snow by Halloween.
I would die. I hate snow.
I literally work on the beach. So
I'm like an old person. I'm like an old person, right? Like I want to spend my spring and my summer, like my late spring, early summer, my fall, my fall time in the northern parts of the country. And the rest of the time, I want to be in the south where it's warm and I don't have to drive, look at, see, smell, feel, taste, touch, and know the existence of snow from any months of the year.
I don't mind snow.
I will say,
I
it
like
is the
snow,
only
but
time of the year where
not
boob
existent.
sweat is not a problem.
Fair point, but irrelevant. Snow sucks. You know what? If you like it, I'm not yucking your yum. I'm not jacking your vibes, any of that. You do you. Have all of my snow for you too. I don't need it. I don't want it. It's like this mutual love-hate relationship that is just like toxic and it's time for us to break up. You can definitely have it.
I only like it if I don't have to go out in it.
yeah.
If I could stop the Earth's rotation without destroying everything on Earth, I would just leave us at October and just stick with that.
Oh, that'd be good.
I agree. Absolutely. Let's work on that.
Objectively, the best month.
I'll never forget my first time like in real snow because I grew up in Texas, and I didn't know how to walk on it, and I sunk, and it went up to my waist, and that was not fun.
That is real snow.
I wish that Turkey Day was in October because then it would be like a fully rounded out month. But like part of me lobbies a little for November because I love mashed potatoes and gravy and sweet potato pie.
Me too.
I mean,
okay, but you can have those all year long.
Exactly. Who says
But
that have to happen?
Who wants to cook a full spread dinner like that in the heat of any month that's not October, November, December? Like, who wants to cook all of that heat in their house in not a cool month? Not me, bro.
And for some weird reason, I feel like Novembers have gotten a little bit warmer over the last 20 years. So
some weird reason. I don't know.
Who knows why?
Yeah. Who could possibly know why that's happening?
Yeah, I don't know what could possibly.
For what reason could that be?
Silver linings, I suppose. I am not a summer person. I just am not. You'll see me outside in the mornings, early in the mornings, but that's pretty much when I'm outside in summer.
Chris loves the winter time too, so you're not like alone in that. That he liked Michigan, but like we officially moved from Michigan to Alabama. It was in fucking December. We had like I think like a light dusting of snow. We didn't have a lot, but it was like balls ass bitter to the bone chilling cold, and that was not his vibe. But he did like what he likes winter better, just not like that kind of Arctic winter.
I think it was like 28 when we left, 60 when we got here.
Yeah, it was pretty rough. But it's like the wind in the wintertime in Michigan, like the wind in the wind chill, like it cuts through you. Yeah. And I feel like part of that is because it's such a humid place. Like Michigan is ridiculously humid for being as far north as it is, and that's because of like the presence of water everywhere, right? So it's like super humid in the spring and summer, and then it starts fall and winter, and that humidity is like it cuts you deep to the bone. It's like that super wind chill slice you. It might not look so cold outside, but as soon as you step out, your like nose hairs freeze instantly, and it's just like, yep, time to go back in. I'm done.
You seen those lighthouses that get frozen over on Lake? I think it's Superior, in Michigan.
Yep, with the sheets of ice over them.
Yeah, it's insane.
Yeah.
Timmy
I really
lives,
like Lake
Timmy
Superior.
lives in there.
All right, guys.
All right.
I have to bounce.
I'm going to bed.
So
we'll catch you.
He has school in the morning.
Yeah, we're gonna head out anyway.
So
good night.
Good night.
So we're gonna run over to Phoenix, Milwaukee with our viewers, and we'll raid out into them, and the rest of us will go hasta la bye-bye in just a couple of seconds. All right, we're going to run that raid, and goodbye and good night.